hot take, kids and dogs. What do we need to be doing? What do we need to be thinking about? We're going to dive right in. Look, I've got 3 kids myself. I love my kids. I love my dogs. And that daily interaction, it's stressful. When food gets dropped on the floor, I mean, my dogs are like vacuums, and I worry like, gosh, my kid like sticks his hand right there trying to get the food, and my dog goes after it at the same time. Like, accidents can easily happen. And so, dogs with kids is a really, really sensitive subject. And I feel you, I hear you. And so let's really dive into it. Okay. I think the first thing that, people always ask is like, hey, like, what dog is best for kids? Right. And I don't think there's a general recommendation that works across the board, right? Because not only are all dogs different, all kids are different, right? Not all kids are super gentle, right? Sometimes they're defiant. I have one myself. And so, you have to kind of take into effect all those different things and looking at like, what lifestyle can you provide for that dog? What are your kids going to be doing? What does your life look like? And, I am all for adopt, don't shop. There are certain instances where maybe that's not the best idea. And I think kids are one of them. If you have a kid that has special needs, if you have a kid that's defiant, if you maybe live with an elderly person who's immunocompromised, sometimes adoption might not be right, because you might need a dog that you're getting at a young age and that has certain personality traits that you need to be able to train and build up to make sure that your family is safe. Now, I'm not saying that if you have kids, you got to buy a dog. I'm just saying you need to be having those conversations, and you need to be thinking about not only where you're at right now, but where you're going to be at in 10 years, right? Because a dog is a lifelong investment. It's a long time that you have a dog. And so think about where you're at now, where your kids are going to be at, where you're at as a family, to try to decide what's best for you guys. Now, obviously, dogs that are mild-mannered, those are the ones that you want. The working breeds, the very protective dogs, the German Shepherds, the working breeds like oh my God, what's a working breed? Like the healers and different things like that. They're high energy, right? They're used to corralling people. They're used to kind of working. And so sometimes the hectic environment that kids bring, like, that can be really tough. I think the number one tip that I have for people, especially when they get a young dog, right, as in a puppy, getting these dogs exposed to what kids might be doing. So I'm going to use my own personal dog as an example. His name is Tucker. He is a 85-pound pit bull, right? And pit bulls have not the greatest reputation. But let me tell you something. My pit bull, I got 2 of them. Both of my pit bulls are absolutely fantastic with my kids, right? They love my kids. They interact with my kids. They're awesome. And I tell you, when I got Tucker as a young puppy, what I did was I stuck my finger in his ear. I stuck my hand in his mouth. I pinched his toes. I messed with him all the time because I knew that we were going to have kids very soon. And so now when my defiant 2-year-old walks up to my dog, knows that he shouldn't shove his hand in his mouth, he does anyway. And you know what Tucker does? Nothing, because he's had it done a million times. And so again, when you get these dogs young, it's helpful to try to think about where you're going to be at in a few years and what can you be doing now to kind of help make that transition easier in the future. And look, I think it's great for kids and dogs to interact. I think it's great for the kids, right? It teaches them responsibility. It teaches them to care for something other than themselves. It's incredible. I truly, literally love watching my kids interact with my dogs. It's amazing. There's also all kinds of studies that suggest like children's immune systems are stronger when they have a pet in the house. They're exposed to all those allergens. The dog goes outside and brings things in. Your kid's immune system is kind of exposed to that from a young age. And so your kids are better off because of it. And I mean, who doesn't? I mean, name a, no, I'm about to say something that I shouldn't say. But just interacting with pets, caring for other things. Man, it's just a really good lesson to teach your kids. So all in all, I think it's a great thing to have a pet for your children. There's just certain things that you want to be thinking about, you want to be proactive about, and making sure that it's a right fit for your family and for the dog. I hope this answers all your questions. If not, please leave a comment, send us a message. Kiddos, remember, dogs, cats, they're awesome. And being a veterinarian is truly incredible. So if you ever want to come learn about it, you come right here to Modern Vet and come see us.
Nice.